Hey guys, welcome to Strifinity. It is me Lan. I'm back here with another video. And yes, I know it's been 3 months. Me and Shashwat have been very busy with our school and academics, and it's taken a really heavy toll on us. We have hardly had time. Now it's Dashara holidays. It's a short sort of autumn break, you could say, and we have around 10 days. So I'm making this video because I had something really interesting. So I bought myself something new, which I have added to my lineup of the set, which I've added to my setup recently, and this is the XP Pen Star G640 graphics pen tablet. Yes, so we use the graphics pen tablet to draw digital art on GIMP or your Photoshop or whatever drawing software you want to do it on. I would generally do it on Paint because I'm still practicing, but that is not the point here, because in this video I wanted to talk about its gaming aspects. Yes, I have wondered if it's possible to game with the Star G640. I'm gonna call it G640 for short, and we'll find out in this video if it can. I got that kind of So in this video I want to try out the gaming aspects of my G640, and it's a really good tablet to use when you're drawing. It is very accurate and it's still kind of difficult to control, but I played this really quick sketch. I drew it's a rough sketch. It is not exactly perfect. I'm still practicing on it, but in this sketch I have drawn Midoriya from Boku no Hero Academia, or you would know him from the dub, or the American viewers know him from My Hero Academia. That he's the main character. He's received All Might's powers. Again, I'm not really hooked onto it, but it was a great idea to use for drawing. So I drew a quick rough sketch of it now, and it wasn't exactly perfect, but it actually goes to show that this pen is pretty accurate as compared to a mouse. Because a mouse, the work which took me around 15 minutes to sketch out, including rough lines to somewhat a proper draft, that would have taken me at least 1 hour on the mouse, and I'm not kidding, it is kind of hard. So what I want to actually talk about here is, let's talk about the basic features first really. So I'm reading off the box because this is everything that you need to know first before I give my proper explanation on it. So it works with Windows 7 and above. It works with Linux and Mac. I'm not sure which Mac OS, but I really don't care because I'm not a Mac user and I hate Macs and I hate Apple in general. Now they have some good products, but let's not stay off this video. It's for both right-handed and left-handed, and it has 2 buttons on the stylus, nothing on the board. It has an active area by 6 by 4 inches, which kind of looks the small. It's kind of like the size of a photograph which is on my wall, but I don't want to show you guys. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. So the thing is that active area represents your whole desktop, and it corresponds with the proper pixels on it, and it corresponds with the similar parts. So it has a pressure level, and this is one of the reasons why I chose this one model specifically, of 8192 levels. Yes, which is quite high for a beginner level board, and it's quite cool. So I could use different shades of the same pencil on using this. So I think if you guys see the rough sketch, I have first roughed it out with light pencil, and it becomes darker on the main one. But I have not changed the pencil settings at all. This is just me applying more pressure on the board to get darker strokes. So this is actually really cool, and we'll talk about this a bit later. It's going to be sort of a review type, but let's get to the first game. I have not discussed the 4 games, have I? Yes, the 4 games are Minecraft, Modern Combat 5, Samurai Defender, and Counter-Strike Warzone 1.6. Now I have chosen 2 FPS games because both of them have both of them have different reactions to how they work out. And Samurai Defender is more of a drag and drop game, and Minecraft is your first person view, but it's very, very, very different. So let's get on to the first game, that's Minecraft, because that's a game I played quite a lot on my laptop, on this channel really. So Minecraft, let's just say the general verdict is unplayable. It is just unplayable really. As soon as you bring the pen or let's just say the pen onto the board, not even touching it, a centimeter away from the board, because that's a detection range, it goes haywire. Generally, your crosshair, your cursor, which is on the center of the screen, will move along your mouse. But for some whatever reason, even if the pen is centered exactly the center, you get this wild reaction, as you can see. So, that said, is it because of sensitivity? Maybe not. But it has something to do with how you put your pen, on what position you put your pen onto the tablet, which brings us to our next game, Modern Combat 5. Yes, it's a first person game which heavily relies on your direction of cursor and your keyboard. Now, the keyboard portion works just fine. You can move around however you like in Minecraft as well as Modern Combat 5. But Modern Combat 5, MC5, it's a lot more different because it's almost sensitive. If you center the stylus on the center of the board, then your character is stable. You can move around normally like you do. However, the slightest bit of a shake will cause the cursor to go completely out of shake completely. You'll miss your enemies, and shooting is pretty difficult. Tapping on the board is one shot. Holding it down is continuous shots. So you can see as it is playable. You can finish the level. So the level I'm playing is the story mode first. Not It's the first level, not the tutorial level, but the level after that. So it is playable here and there. You can play this on story mode maybe, but it took a whole minute. It took a whole minute more than the mouse, and the mouse was pretty accurate, and the mouse would go where I want and shoot the enemies in a shot or two. I got plenty of headshots in the mouse, and I got plenty of accidental headshots with the tablet. As you can see, I got 3 stars on both missions. Wait, probably you can't see that, but I wouldn't recommend using this for getting out into multiplayer, because in multiplayer you would be a sitting duck and you would die almost instantly, and you would be giving away points to the enemy really easily. So it's all here and there really. Now let's move on to the second game, which does not rely on placement of the cursor really. It's Samurai Defender. As you know, if you see me play the video, it is a drag and drop game. You drag your soldiers or your samurai in front of your gate, in front of your stronghold, your fortress really, and they would clear the enemy in 3 lanes. So that drag and drop feature didn't feel much different from a mouse. Your bowman on top of the tower, you had to just had to, and for your bowman on top of your tower, you just had to tap around wherever you want for him to shoot. So it's like a tap, and it does not really affect how you move around your bow. You just had to tap tap tap, and you would be shooting your enemies down really. So on this drag and drop game, it didn't really feel much different from a mouse. Maybe I felt it was a lot more responsive because I had a lot more control over where I wanted to happen, or maybe the sensitivity was making me miss where I want to put it. So now there was a mixed bag, but it's definitely playable and it won't make much of a difference. So this gave me an idea of Dota 2 really. I just thought of it. But Dota 2 is where you tap around to move your character, and you drag his items up and down to equip, unequip, consume. So it is quite cool really. But until we play it for reals, you can't tell if it's gonna work. But I have my theories that it might work out pretty well. Let's move on to our last game, and that is Counter-Strike Warzone 1.6. Yes, Counter-Strike Warzone 1.6. It is a mixed bag again. Its results are similar to MC5. Your cursor must be centered, and if you want to move around properly. But here the stability and the sensitivity is a lot more wild. Even the slightest bit of nudge will cause your game to be completely unplayable. Your character's gun will move around wildly, and you cannot shoot, aim. And as compared to a mouse, I was able to kill the cops or the anti-terrorists with the gun quite easily, as compared to moving around with the XP pen was a lot more painful really. So in general, we can conclude that you cannot game with an XP pen, the Star Series G640, or probably any graphics pen tablet in general. I can't say really, but this particular one cannot game efficiently. You might never know really, but my general verdict is can't game my everyday games you love playing. Samurai Defender and Dota 2? Maybe. But it's hard to say. Now, let's have a quick talk about the XP pen a little bit more before I continue. So, in this pen, it has two buttons, and the two buttons can be configured using the UI on the which you download from the website, and it's quite interesting really because I haven't got the full hang of it, but its general capabilities seem to be not as much as the mouse, because the mouse, I miss the scroll wheel quite a lot. Now I know that if you selected the middle mouse for one of the keys, you might be able to do with scroll wheel, but on GIMP where you use scroll wheel quite a lot, the middle mouse button, you cannot really replace that with the pen. Maybe not, it's hard to say really. So anyway, the general verdict is you can't game. So anyway, thanks for watching this video guys. Hope you like this video a lot. Give this video a big thumbs up, like, subscribe, and do everything else. I hope you guys share this video with friends, and I hope this becomes Strifinity's big comeback. So let's see you guys later. Goodbye.